The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Trader's Edge with Steve Rhodes. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. The Trader's Edge. Now, Steve Rhodes.
Good morning, folks. Steve Rhodes coming to you live from the shores of a very sunny and pleasant Delray Beach, Florida. This year, geez, guys, sorry about that. Hey, I'm still a little bit under the weather, so I'm just going to kind of keep the volume kind of down, if you will. So, look, I would love to hear from you. The best ways to do that are to send me an email. You can send me an email at steve@tfnn.com. Inside that subject heading, if you'd be kind enough to put radio show question. Of course, if you're inside the Tiger's Den, all of our private and public pings will do. Right now, we've got a sea of green out there. All the U.S. indices are trading to the upside. Dow's up 155, S&P about 867 for the NASDAQ 100, flat for the Russell, 173 for the transports, 141 for the semis, off 2 points for the NASDAQ Composite, New York Stock Exchange up 75. Gold's up $32, silver $3.20. Light crude back 10 pennies, natural gas off 15 cents. I've got high-grade copper up on our screen out here. On a daily time frame, it's in full breakout mode. It negated its sell the D point top yesterday, but it's the weekly and the monthly time frame charts that are giving it a little bit of resistance. Both of those have tops, which are being taken on. So what we're watching for here on Friday, does high-grade copper for the March contract close above the high from the week of July, the month of July of 2025? And that high is $6.04, 6.043 to be exact. If we close above that, I believe we've got that same high here on the weekly chart. Yep, 6.043. If we close above that, we're trading at 6.053 right now. So if we close above that, the weekly chart will negate its Rhodes Momentum Indicator top. The monthly won't because we're just in it, but it's a pretty decent indication that the monthly is likely to do the same. So right now, high-grade copper for its weekly, this monthly has not proven itself to us. We won't know till Friday. 10-minute time frame chart's got a TD9 count top. Price is just right now consolidating with inside its daily profile. Let's move from copper, move over to the daily equity future contracts, go see what they are. Actually, let's start off by taking a look at the daily cash indices. So we'll look at these. And what you're looking for on this chart is you're looking at that green oscillator and change line. That's the first place to start. If price is trading above that line, what it tells you is you have a rising price oscillator above zero. Those are bullish conditions, period, end of story, unless you're forming a Rhodes Momentum Indicator, TD9 count top, wave number 7, something along those lines. But otherwise, it's just simply all-out bullish mode out here. You can see the Dow is well above the oscillator and change line. The S&P is just slightly above it. The Russell, the NDX 100, just slightly above it. The Russell a little bit more than slightly above it. The semis well more than slightly above it. The semis have got no topping patterns. Folks, there's never been a single bear market in history that the SOX has not participated in. It does not have a topping pattern. Dow Jones Transports does not have a topping pattern. New all-time highs, trade above its green oscillator and change line. NASDAQ Composite is where it's a little bit sticky in the mud out there. New York Stock Exchange in bullish mode, at least with regard to its oscillator and change lines. You'll also notice there are no tapping patterns. Now, that doesn't mean that there's not a couple of tops that are out there. For example, you can see the daily TD9 count top in the NDX 100. You can see the same thing on the Russell 2000. Other than that, there are no other tops. There is a Dow Transports that has triggered a Rhodes Momentum Indicator signal, but that itself needs a bearish reversal candle to confirm a top. So that is what's going on, and we take a look at the daily cash indices. Now, I'll close these down. We'll go take a look at the daily equity future contract. By the way, apologize. I will be unable to host a show tomorrow, Tuesday, whether 8 or 11 o'clock, and I'll be back with you on Wednesday at the normal programming time. Daily equity future contracts show us the following. Number one, the ES Mini is traded above its green oscillator and change line, but is run right smack dab into resistance, resistance being that descending trend line. The ES Mini does have a TD9 count top that is still in place. So does the NQ. The NQ basically gunning for its descending trend line. It is traded above profile resistance and its oscillator and change line. but it has run into resistance. The Dow Equity Future Contract, no such thing as resistance here. This wants to continue to move higher. The Russell 2000 broke its trend line yesterday. In fact, let's go ahead and get rid of that. And it is traded above its green oscillator and change line. It's going to go target, or it should target 2574-ish. That is the next profile level, and then above that, 2604. If we take a look at the cadence here, you're up 3 days potentially for the Russell, same thing for the Dow, 2 days for the NQ potentially, and 3 days for the ES Mini. No reason to not see a fourth day of a move higher for the equity futures out there. During the break, I will pull up the international stocks so that you get a feel for what's going on there. So what will I do until then? Good question. I've got 3 minutes here. Let's go take a look at the New York Stock Exchange, the advanced decline oscillator. That is the panel on the left-hand side. Yesterday, it closed back above its zero threshold level. We are trading above the zero threshold level now. What that suggests? That suggests that buyers are the ones that have the edge out here. In the case of the spot VIX, yesterday's low was 1465. Today's low so far, 1463. It broke the string of higher lows out there. So that was one thing that I was most certainly concerned about. Not that it still is rising, a trend line, so to speak, but it did form a slightly lower low out there and without making a higher high. So we want to keep an eye on that spot VIX. Now, the 50 days at 1653, that, of course, is the real key number there, because the New York Stock Exchange, you do not see any kind of a topping signal for its daily time frame. Let's go ahead and close those down. Let's go take a look at, what do we want to take a look at next? Give me a second here to pull these up. I'm going to close that down, too, just freeing up some space. We're going to go take a look at... we're going to go take a look at the requests that have come in. We only have 3 so far, so I'd love to hear from you. You can send me an email, steve@tfnn.com. Actually, we got 4 now. I see that. Or you can if you're inside the Tiger's Den, well, then any and every ping will do. So let's go ahead and start here. We've got Dan who wants to take a look at this obesity drug. A ticker symbol here is a WVE. So we take a look at WVE. Had one heck of a... rally just a couple of weeks ago. The trading day was December the 8th out there. Gigantic move to the upside, big volume out there. So they obviously solved something. I can see an A to B equals CD pattern on the weekly chart that last week formed a sell the D point top, was a bear sash candle. What that suggests, Dan, is on a weekly basis, price should pull back towards its oscillator and change line. That's at 1291. On the daily time frame, what we have here is price rallied right up into its sell zone this morning. So what you know is you've got a strong sell area between 1877 and 2025 out there. A close above 2025, and you're back off to the races. A close above the high from 3 weeks ago. 3 weeks ago was 1850. That would negate the sell the D point top for the weekly time frame. The monthly, as you can see, has attained the 1-to-1 price level. Price is trading on the left side of that C to D leg, Dan. That suggests that this should do more than a 1-to-1 A to B equals CD pattern. However, if you were to get a bearish reversal candle, you would then have a top on the monthly, which right now is matching the top that you've got on the weekly time frame. I do not have a top on the daily time frame, just price trading with inside his profile at support down at 1137. Hope that helps you out. Always great to get requests from you as well as everybody else. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. Be right back.
If you're looking for potential trading setups in the stock market, then Rocket Equities and Options Report is a newsletter you should try. Tommy O'Brien delivers options and equity trades when the markets present them, using a combination of fundamentals and technicals. Sign up for Rocket Equities and Options Report today with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. For all the details and to start your subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the Opening Call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
TFNN has launched the Tiger's Den. Hosted at Discord, TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. The Tiger's Den, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. Sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. Let's go take a look at NVIDIA. This is for Duncan Steve inside the Tiger's Den. We start with the monthly time frame. The monthly time frame has a Rhodes momentum indicator top. Price is consolidating with inside its bullish structured profile. It has proven to find resistance at the top of that profile at 190, 192. The buy zone is between 161.51 and 171.64. The weekly time frame has a Rhodes momentum indicator top. Price is trading with inside its profile. Support at 167.23. Resistance, which it closed above 2 days ago, closed back below it yesterday. That level is at 189.31 out there. So 2 tops, daily and monthly, consolidation with inside profiles. Weekly time frame chart has a bullish profile change in trend. What I mean there is price is trading above the bottom of its profile. It's trading above a green oscillator and change line. There's no reason for it not to rally. Okay, Stevie, there's no reason for it not to rally. Why is it not rallying? That's the purpose of using daily, weekly, and monthly so that we can understand what's going on for these multiple time frames. The answer to that question is the weekly oscillator and change line. We can see for the last 3 weeks that has capped prices rallies. 193.10 is the current print there. So, Dunk, and everybody else who trades NVIDIA, what you know is if you can see a close above 193.11, you're going to 193.10, whatever, it's going to change by a few pennies or so. You are likely to rally further because you will then be above resistance, profile resistance on the monthly, the daily, and you'll be above that green oscillator and change line on the weekly time frame. So that's the view of NVIDIA. Dunk, hope that helps you out. Hope that made sense to you. You also had an interest in Snap, Crackle, and Pop out here. So let's go take a look at Snap. It's trading out right now at $8.78. If we take a look at the daily time frame, what we like about this is that you are now trading above its TD knockout breakdown resistance level. That is priced at $8.65. We're at $8.78. You would love to see a close above $8.65 today. Price is trading inside 2 different swing points. One that we can see here is from back on September 22nd. The volume there, 219 million shares. The second one is from November 12th, 50 million shares. So far today, we're inside that swing point with 17 million shares. That's about 34, 44, 55 or so. So similar volume to the swing point from November 12th. So I'd say if we are able to close above 876 odds favor, we go tackle 913. We don't have the volume right now to guarantee, not that there's any guarantees out here, that we get up to that top swing point from September 22nd up at 9:28. The weekly time frame, a nice Rhodes momentum indicator bottom. Here's where you have your real trouble with snap. And its crackle, and its pop. And that pop has found resistance where counter-trend rallies come to ends. That's right. Price was trading below the bottom of its weekly bullish structure profile for well more than 2 consecutive weeks in a row. And now this week, we're back inside that level. The last 2 times that we tried to get up into this area where price found resistance at that 908 level, sorry about that. You can see the last 2 times on November 14th, the week of November 14th, the week of September 26th. In fact, we can say even the week of August 8th, price found resistance at that level. So 908 is going to be another key area for you to be observing, Dunk. If price can close above that, that would be a bullish outcome. That would then start to bring into play the 988 level. If you got above 988, that would bring the bottom of its monthly profile into play, and that's at 1058. I see a daily bottom. I see a weekly bottom. I do not see a monthly bottom pattern out here at this moment in time. So I hope that helped you out there, Dunk, with regard to Snap. Sharky wants to look at ticker symbol USAR. Let's pull that up here. USAR trading out at $16.71, consolidating with inside its monthly profile. Sharky, your level of support there is at 966, resistance 2492. The weekly time frame is showing that its oscillator and change line is acting as resistance. Last time price was up and tested it was back the week of December the 12th. That level held, and then we started trading lower out there. So if you can get a weekly close above 1712-ish, that number is going to change. That would be a positive. Now, that would then suggest that we would rally up towards 1946. But we're not going to get to 1946 until the daily time frame is also able to clear its TD9 count breakdown resistance level, and that is at the price point of 1714 out there. So if we close above 1714, does it get above the oscillator and change line? It does. It gets above the weekly oscillator and change line, and that would then bring us to the 1946 level. No daily topping pattern negated its TD9 count topping signal out there. Price did pull back to its breakout level, found support. That was about 4 days ago. So I don't have any reasons for you to exit your position, but you are up against some resistance on that weekly and that daily time frame, resistance that you need to see price clear to suggest that the rally will continue. So I hope that helps you out, Sharky, and thanks so much for your request. I do not see any other requests inside the Tiger's Den. If I've overlooked something, please type that in for me. Checking the emails now, and I do not see any requests here. No problem. We got plenty that we can go take a look at. So let's just go back to the main screen, and let's start. Is that where I want to start though? That's a question. Let's go back and take a look at the. It's not where I decided that's not where I wanted to start. Let's go take a look at the equal weighted ETFs out here and see what they are doing. I have to find them first. Sorry about that. Thought I had to pretty quickly equal weight. So I like to have this stuff ahead of time, and I don't have to worry about here we go. Equal weighted ETFs, daily and weekly. There we go. All right, Texas Tom Lunch DDX, we'll definitely do that. We will definitely do Micron, no problem out there, folks. It's only 11:24. There are no other requests in there, so you keep throwing them out there and be happy to get to them as we can. Now, the QQEW, it's got that TD9 count top. The price right now on the equal-weighted ETF is taking on that resistance level. That's its sell zone. The sell zone for QQEW is between 144.07 and 54 out there. If we close above 144.54, we're likely to go tackle that TD9 count top. The TD9 count top has a volume of 42,000 shares. So far today, we are up with 16,000 shares. It's pretty strong volume. So price on the equal weighted, if it closes above 144.12, it's telling us that it's going to get up to 145.47 out there, and the volume is just another indication of that. Of course, you close above the top of that bear structure profile, that would be another indication of a further rally. So those of you that are short the Qs, boy, I'd really be paying attention to QQEW today. If we take a look at RSP, RSP has a sell the D point top. It's going to be negated today. It'll be negated today with a close above 195.47. That's the swing point from December 12th. Had volume of 26 million shares. Today so far, we are at 7 million shares. So we've got the volume pushing into that. You close above that, and quite frankly, it's going to trigger at least a small A to B equals CD pattern to the upside. Turns out it's not so small. Holy shnikes. Okay. Interesting, but let's just call the patterns the way we see them. Just want to make sure we did enough of a retracement there. Yeah, it's kind of, it's close, but no real cigar. But here's the A to B equals CD pattern. And that A to B equals CD pattern, quite frankly, this would suggest that this will do more than a 1-to-1 A to B equals CD. I'm just doing the copy, paste, and assemble for the 1-to-1 level. We're trying to get this done here before we go to this break here. Another 14 seconds and see if we can pull this off. Come on, Stevie, you can do it. This gives you a 1-to-1 price projection up at the 204.33 level. Holy cow. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
Building wealth trading in the stock market seems impossible to most people. They think it's too volatile and risky. Most people aren't going to take the time to educate themselves on how to do it right. But you're not most people, are you? At TFNN, you'll get the guidance you need to refine your strategies and techniques to invest like a pro. Because you'll be a pro. All TFNN subscriptions, books, software, and courses are available at TFNN.com. And I'm even going to tell you how to get them for less. Use TFNN's Tiger Dollars and you'll get up to a 20% bonus on your purchase. And once you apply them to your account, Tiger Dollars are automatically used for all future or recurring charges. Tiger Dollars also never expire, are fully transferable, and are a great way to add savings to your newsletters or services. Become the investor you were born to be at TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pro's pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern, for free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
This portion of the Trader's Edge is brought to you by Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the direction. Visit Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risks, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Welcome back, folks. We were taking a look at the RSP. That's the equal weighted ETF for the S&P 500. We were looking at the daily time frame, drew in that new potential A to B equals CD pattern to the upside. The weekly already has one in place. So let's go ahead and take a look at where this one's got a price projection. We copy this over here. That's got a 1-to-1 price projection on a weekly time frame in the 205.10 level. My recollection is that somewhere near the daily time frame. Let's go take a look at that. Was the daily? The daily was So maybe I grabbed the same 204.33. No. So 204 to 205, that's what we're taking a look at as far as the equal-weighted ETFs for the S&P 500. Now, that's over time. I'm not saying that's going to happen tomorrow. The QQEW, by the way, for its weekly time frame, has got resistance on a profile base at 145.47. If you look at the equal-weighted ETF for the EDOW, that's got an A to B equals CD pattern. It's got several of them out here. If we just take a look at the most conservative one that is likely to, we need to see a close above 41.81. And yesterday's close was actually, it was 41.83. So volume was 15,000 shares, which took out 15,000 shares. So very similar volume. So the A to B equals CD pattern. This is the conservative one that Stevie's writing in here. You guys, you can put on your EDOW and you go back further if you want for your A point. The B point's going to be the same out here, just trying to capture it so I can copy it and paste it and then move it over here. So the equal weighted ETF, it's this one right here. That gives you, for the Dow, is giving you a price projection of 43.23 out there. Wowzers. You look at the monthly time frame or the weekly time frame chart for the EDOW. Price right now is trading above the top of that profile. Watch this on Friday. That profile level is going to be 41.81. We're at 41.90. You close above that, then that's in bullish breakout mode as well out there. So pay attention to these equal-weighted ETFs. They're going to assist you in helping you understand what the message of the markets are. So let's, speaking of the message of the markets, we've got some requests to take a look at a few instruments. The first one being the GDXs for Tom inside the Tiger's Den. Tom, give me a moment here. We'll get that up on our screen. And the GDX on the daily time frame right now, the daily time frame, does not have a top. The question would be, where is this thing headed to? So here's what I would say. I would say that the first thing to be paying attention to is going to be the TD9 count top on the monthly time frame. What you really want to see here, Tom, is you'd like to see price not just close above it, but certainly at least start trading above it. And that is 91.67. So 91.67 is going to be a key resistance level, or maybe a key resistance level. The further that you pull away from that, the further that the stronger that the GDX itself will get. Now, Tom, I don't know if you were with me with us when I took a look at charts last week, I believe that it was, and I showed all of the directional correlations between gold and silver and the GDX out there, and they are direct. So the GDX, I give you all these messages, maybe that it's going to break out there if it closes above this, but your eyes have got to be all three of them. That's talking about the one that's behind your head too. So put that one on the GDX and put the left eye on silver, the right eye on gold out there. Make sure you know what those two charts are doing as well. You need to see this stuff break all the resistance levels kind of all at the same time, but it's looking very promising. I don't see any reasons here to sell the GDX. We're trading about profile resistance, the green oscillator and change line out there. No top on the daily, no top on the weekly chart, just the monthly. So we still got to pay attention to that. I hope that makes sense to you, Tom. Thanks so much for taking the time to write in. We're going to look at a couple different metal stocks anyway, so let's see what they have to tell us. Let's take a look at Micron first, though. Micron, this is for Mr. Bill inside the Tiger's Den. Needs a bearish reversal candle to confirm a daily Rhodes momentum indicator top. Needs a weekly bearish reversal candle to confirm a weekly Rhodes momentum indicator top. The monthly time frame chart is in bar number 9. You know what that means. That means we could get a TD9 count top at the end of this month, or it could be the end of next month out there. How we know which one it is? Well, I'd say that the first thing is if we see a daily top, that's going to be your first potential signal, followed then by a weekly confirmed top. Then that would say, okay, we're likely to get that TD9 count top in the month of January. Short of that, All pullbacks or retracements would just be normal 2 to 4 bar knee-jerk reaction lows. However, in the case of Micron, if we open up the daily chart out here, Mr. Bill, we have seen that the last retracement out here, multiple time frame retracement back on December 17th was a 5 bar, which is unusual. As you can see, it's typically 2 to 4 bar moves to the downside out there. So everything here is looking really hunky-dory for Micron out there, trading out at 332 as we speak right now. So, Mr. Bill, thanks so much for your request out there. We're going to take a look at a couple mining stocks here. The first one's going to be a silver stock, and that's Pan American Silver. This one for Sharky inside the Tiger's Den. So, as we look at Pan American Silver, the monthly time frame is all out bullish. Negated his TD9 count top a couple of months ago, so there's nothing wrong here. The monthly chart not holding you back. The daily time frame chart. Quite frankly, what you'd love to see out here, Sharky, is you'd love to see this rally kind of slow down. Why is that? Because if we tick above the high from 3 weeks ago, 55.85, you will then have bar number 9 of a TD9 count pattern out there. So you'd really like to see silver just kind of maybe move sideways out there for the next couple of weeks. No idea whether that's going to happen or not. But the point is, if it does tick above the high from 2 weeks ago, you're going to get between this week and next week, you're going to get a TD9 count topping pattern. Now, that would suggest that price would pull back to support. That first level of support right now appears to be 53.88, the top of the profile that formed last week. The daily time frame, we have price trading into a swing point. That swing point has volume. This is from the day of December 26th. So kind of hard to really say, that's what kind of volume. Not normally volume, you wouldn't think. 6.5 million shares. Today, so far, you're up into that with 2.7 million shares. So you're basically in it with about 8.5 million shares. And that's a 6.5 million share day. The point is, though, if you close above the top of its profile, that's at 54.52. You'll be above profile. You'll be above the green oscillator and change line. You'll likely be pushing that swing point with volume out there. That would be a bullish signal. That would suggest that we're going to get the weekly TD9 count pattern out there. So just be cautious. Watch the weekly time frame chart. Man, this throat is getting nasty. Just watch that weekly time frame chart out there, Sharky, for your P's and Q's. You also want to take a look at Newmont Mining. NEM is a ticker symbol out here. Let's get that up on our screen. We got Newmont Mining trading out at 108.20 and trading above its monthly TD9 count top. That TD9 count top at a high has a high of 106.34. So a monthly close above that's going to negate that signal. The weekly time frame. Bar number 8 is going to form this week. You could get an intermediate term top between this week and the next two. Monthly time frame, we've just triggered wave number 7. That is letter G. That needs a lower high to confirm that pattern. If we get that, price is likely just to pull back to the 103.15, 104.80-ish type area. That is on Newmont Mining. You're going to love what you see on that monthly time frame, at least right now. We'll be right back.
If you spend any time online researching trading techniques on how to begin your trading journey, you've no doubt come across many folks who push Forex trading as a way to make big money quickly. Unfortunately, there are equally as many stories of these so-called Forex professionals just looking to make a quick buck off aspiring traders without actually teaching the ins and outs of the Forex market. This is what sets Teddy Keckstack's The Tiger Forex Report off the riffraff. Every Monday, former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member and author Teddy Keckstack releases his Tiger Forex Report newsletter, where he dives into the complex world of Forex and takes time to actually teach you his methods that have made him so successful in the fast-paced and rewarding world of Forex trading. Furthermore, all subscribers receive access to archived live streams of Teddy's, where he provides university-level education to help you in Forex trading. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Forex awaits.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pro's pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
For traders who crave risk, Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs provide opportunities to magnify short-term perspectives with up to 3 times a daily leverage, utilize bull and bear funds from both sides of the trade, and trade through rapidly changing markets. These are highly leveraged ETFs with daily resetting designed for short-term trading, not long-term investing. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the Direxion. For up-to-date pricing and performance, go to Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foresight Fund Services, LLC.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
Welcome back, folks. Let's move on to Marvell. This is for Duncan Steve inside the Tiger's Den. So Marvell, on a monthly time frame, we've got Marvell that is consolidating with inside its monthly profile. It did form a Rhodes momentum indicator top. It may have bottomed from the standpoint of just simply pulling back to the bottom of its profile out there. If it has bottomed, you're going to need to see 2 consecutive monthly closes above the top of its profile level. That currently is printing out at 90.34. So that's an area to watch. The weekly time frame says I'd like to rally further. It says that because price is trading above profile resistance at 71.41 and its green oscillator and change on at 87.73. You do have wave number 7 top that is in place out there. That would get negated with a tick above 102.77. The weekly time frame, the daily time frame, has a TD9 count bottom that formed on November 21st and a TD9 count top that formed on December the 4th. That has led to a pullback and a retracement. I can't tell you why it bottomed where it did, because I don't see a pattern necessarily at this moment in time. What we do have, though, is price trading with inside its profile, finding resistance at this time at the breakdown level at 92.87. Tested that this morning and failed. Tested that yesterday and failed. So, Dunk, if you get a close above 92.87, that's going to be a bullish outcome. You would still have resistance at 95.27, the top of its daily profile. So resistance on the daily, resistance on the monthly, the weekly's ready to go, but it needs those two to participate, and right now they ain't. So I hope that helps you out. Let's go take a plug for ELO inside the Tiger's Den. PLUG is printing out as we speak right now at $2.31. So nice rally. Got a TD9 count bottom that forms on December 30th, completes on December 31st, then makes a nice rally up into TD9 count breakdown resistance. And that's at that 249 level. 249 is what you need to clear in order to get a further rally. It turns out that as price was testing resistance on the daily time frame, the weekly was testing its oscillator and change line. We can see that the weeks of December 12th and the weeks of December 19th capped the rally at that line. That number is 235. So you got 235 as one number, 249 is a second number. 249 is the number. You got to get it close above that to suggest that plug wants to run higher. The monthly time frame is ready to do that. It is trading above profile resistance at 201. So it's really up to the TD9 count breakdown and its oscillator and change line. Those are the things that are holding plug back. I hope that helps you out, ELO. Thanks so much for your request. Let's go take a look at the next request, which is from Ron in Denver. And Ron's question is, and I'm not really clear about your question, Ron. I can't tell if you're trying to go short or long. So I'm just going to cover what Microsoft is likely to do, and then you use that information. Okay, that's assuming I can tell you what Microsoft is going to do. Start with the monthly time frame chart. Let's get the bigger picture. Bigger picture, We just finished month 3 to the downside. I'm going to open up the chart here. We have a Rhodes Momentum Indicator top that went ahead and confirmed in August of 2025. You can see that most of Microsoft's bottoms on a monthly time frame have in fact formed after a 3-month move lower. The exception to that was the most recent one in April of 2025. That was a 4-month move lower. Now, back then when we did a 4-month move lower, we were not at the bottom of a profile. We were in between a profile. Now, right now, we are at the bottom of a profile that was tested 2 months ago that held. That profile number is 471.19. We're trading above that right now. If you get a close below that, it says yikes. Weekly time frame. Price closed just below the bottom of that profile last week. That bottom was at 473.77. The close last week, 472.94. So just by a smidge. Now it's trading inside a swing point for November 28th that had volume of 102 million shares. Last week, 66. So you're pulling back with lighter volume. You'd still love to see it trade above the top of that, the bottom of that profile. That number again, 473.77. Now to the daily time frame. Price is testing what? The bottom of its daily profile. That's at 469.61. It's traded inside a swing point from back on November 26. 25 million shares traded then. Yesterday, into it with 25 million shares. Today, into it with maybe what's going to be 15, 16, 17 million shares out there. So you are at basically support levels or just below them, smidgens on the weekly and the monthly. Is this a good time to either go long or short Microsoft? I don't know. To be quite frank, yeah, I think it's a coin toss. I think it's a coin toss. We'd really have to go to those intraday charts out there. So what I will do, Ron, is either if I run out of requests, I'll pull that up. And I'll have one more request that I think I've got out here. And then I'll go ahead and put those intraday charts up there. So because we're not getting a clear signal here daily, weekly, or monthly, other than we know we're up against support. And what you're looking for is some kind of turning type signal. And if you don't get that, maybe that turn is not going to come and price is going to go ahead and close below these profile levels out there. So that's what we've got with regard to Microsoft. Let's go to this next request out there, and then we'll come back. This next request is to take a look at the EEM, emerging markets out there. So let's pull those screens up here. Emerging markets is for Tom, who'd like to know what the profile levels and the oscillator and change lines are. So EEM on a daily time frame is going to go ahead and complete a TD9 count topping pattern today. That suggests that price should pull back to 55.39. The weekly time frame chart does not have a topping. It's got wave number 7. The soonest that could confirm would be next week out there. It would need a lower high. However, a bearish reversal candle would also confirm a top. That would be the Rhodes Momentum Indicator top. On a monthly time frame, EEM has a TD9 count top that would be negated with a close above 56.31. We're trading above that right now. And you're asking about a short-term option play. Well, that was on Mo. That was just Tom. So, Tom, your profile level for EEM for the daily time frame, 55.24, oscillator and change line, 55.40. Weekly time frame, 56.21, oscillator and change line, 54.16, top of its profile. Monthly time frame, top of the profile, 51.27. Let me make sure of that. Yeah, 51.27. Oscillator and change line, 51.61 out there. Now, caution. The monthly chart says, I want to roll. The weekly chart, not so sure. It's got that wave 7. The daily chart completed a TD9 count top. So, the U.S. dollar index. So these two instruments, U.S. dollar index and the emerging markets, are very directly correlated out there. And I've got the U.S. dollar index with a nice bottom. In fact, it may be the bottom for 2026 out there. We closed lower last year. I don't have the chart to show to you right now. I've shown it to you in the past. I think if we go back to about 2007 or so, any year where we have had a down year in the U.S. dollar index, and next year was definitely a move higher out there. So it just says if, in fact, that is the case, we've got a bottom inside the U.S. dollar index, then that's going to likely put pressure inside the EEM. But as I call these charts out there, top on the daily, could negate the monthly. Weekly's got that wave 7 top out there. So, Tom, I hope that helps you out, and thanks so much for your request. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pros pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Are you ready to take charge of your financial future? TFNN is your gateway to the world of trading and investing. Whether you're starting out or scaling up, TFNN empowers traders and investors of all skill levels with top-notch investing systems, strategies, and techniques. It's time to protect and grow your money with insight you can trust. Join us live Monday through Friday during market hours for exclusive content that moves with the markets. At TFNN, we bring the trading floor to you. Our seasoned hosts are here to answer your calls and questions live on the air. Check out the Tiger's Den for just $1 and follow us on YouTube and become part of our vibrant community. And remember, at TFNN, we're so confident in the value we provide that we offer a 30-day money-back guarantee on all new premium newsletter subscriptions and services. You have absolutely nothing to risk, so why wait? Tune in live to Tiger TV and transform your trading journey, because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors.
Welcome back, folks. We were taking a look at Microsoft earlier that was sitting at kind of daily, weekly, and monthly profile support. When you're down there and you're looking for the intraday chart to see if there's any kind of a bottom signal, turns out the 15-minute chart has a TD9 count bottom pattern. That went in completed at 10:15. You'd really like to see this take out some resistance. That would be either 474.03 or 475.77. Rhodes momentum indicator bottom on the 30-minute time frame chart. You'd love to see price take out 474.69, followed by 475.93. Don't have a bottoming pattern yet on the 65-minute chart, but a bullish reversal candle would confirm a bottom, as would the 130-minute time frame chart. We do have a confirmed bottom on the 195-minute chart. So all of these intraday charts here are confirming that at least the buyers are trying to hold those levels. Is it enough for you to take a long position out there? If your back's up against the wall, if that's what you were looking looking at, you were looking at taking a long option position, and you know the key levels of support, I would say that if price were to close below this TD9 count on the 15-minute time frame chart, then we call that trade off, so to speak. 469.75 out there. Mohammed wants to take a core wave pretty quickly. Let's pull that chart up on our screen. CRWV is a ticker symbol, just a consolidation with inside its daily profile. Really, quite frankly, the range is from about 63 to 92 as it's sideways consolidation for the daily time frame. Weekly, it's got an A to B equals CD pattern to the downside. That is not completed. It's got a price projection of about 50.14. Let's take a look at TTAN for you. You got TTAN. We take a look at the daily time frame. It's in bar number 7, trade below profile support. It's oscillator and change line, likely to continue to head lower. Maybe it forms a TD9 count bottom pattern. The weekly has a TD9 count bottom pattern. Price back inside his profile. Price could go tackle the buy zone between 85.48 and 91.46, and monthly chart is not helpful to us. So that's it. We got through it all. Again, I won't be able to host a show tomorrow. I'm praying and hoping that this voice, this throat here turns around a bit, and I'll be able to do a show on Wednesday. And anyways, folks, have a terrific Tuesday. Thanks much for joining us. We'll see you soon.